Alright, let's try out this Asagawa Academy. Normal Boots Club. Pro Jared. Jontron, yes! Pro Jared. PBG. Here's John. Yay! I'm good. Him or PBG. And Jared's cool too. Shane. No one hears much about him. Jared, fucking douche. Satch. And, continue. Very, even though it's made by, I guess, American developers, it has Japanese, like, esque music for it. Great. Hidden Glock. That was nice. Oh, the Morning Glory. Asagawa, the Morning Glory flower. Got it. Okay, now I'm an idiot, but it's cool.
Asagawa Academy, Normal Boots Club.
Alright, let's try out this game. I've been hearing of Commander Howley playing it. Pretty much everybody has been playing this game, and I thought to just try this out. So, and heard it was free. So, you know me, I like free things. So let's try to get into this. Alright, so play. Chapter 1. Reminds me of Commander Hawley, so that's what I liked about it. The train made its way along the gentle curve of the coast of Japan, whisking me further and further from home. Across from me sat a boy faced buried in a newspaper. I can't read. He was deep entranced. Whatever article he was reading hadn't spoken a single word to me, even when I asked if I could join the last compartment with the available space. He shrugged, nodded, and adjusted his newspaper without even making eye contact. What a dick. It's been almost an hour. In fact, he hasn't even noticed me and looked at him. Avoiding the conversation, I took instead to count the buttons on the potentially lush Carmine car. I can't even read or talk today. Carmine seat cushions. 1, 2, 3, 21, 22, so forth, over and over. Now and again, and now I turn to look in the window where the trees were blurred by. Sometimes it's smeared green with break and then revealed the quite blue Sea of Japan. Oh, okay, eventually they were okay. Yes, I was trying to read it. I was just trying to care. I actually read it. 1, 2, 3. Is she counting again? Oh, okay. The compartment shuttered around us. My eyes wandered boy in his jacket. It wasn't the normal school's blue uniform. Blue, but I can't read. I'm just okay. Whoa, that's Pro Jared. He folded his newspaper neatly, sat in his lap, and looked at me with a half-interested gaze. If he had caught me, did he caught me scaring? Oh shit! Now that the paper was gone, I saw his face. He watched me through heavy-lidded eyes. His hair was immaculately groomed, his teeth straightened and lionly bright. There was something about him, the way the light hit him, that made him look like he was almost sparkling. Yeah, what is he, a vampire? Me? He glanced around the compartment empty beside us and laughed. Oh, no, I'm not at first year. I'm a third year. The train began to slow. Metal wheels grind against the metal tracks. Sudden shift. threatened to rob me of what was ever was left in my stomach, and I closed my eyes. Choose my eyes. I cannot, like I said, cannot read. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath, without willing myself to keep it together. What kind of impression would I leave puking on a stoop before I even arrived at the academy? Yeah, I know, right? The boy frowned. I picked up the hem of my coat, cotton skirt. Okay. Not sure my phone. Alright, that's impossible. I've never seen you before. It took me a moment of mouthfish to find a response. It's because because I'm a transfer student? He laughed again. A transfer student, huh? We don't have many of those. I removed my parent, acceptance letter from the front part of my uniform, the paper heavy lit. White. I'm gonna read it myself. I don't want to read it out loud like an idiot. Okay. What's this thing? Dear Diary, I got a date. Oh my god. Wait. How did I get a date already? I got a date. Oh my god. Alright, let's just... Okay, I was just curious and what the fuck that happened, but I got a date from just being beaten on the bus. These two... Boy looked, and boy took it, studied, and then handed it back to me.
I'll see you around.
Well then, Hannah. I suppose I'll see you around. And he just left, so I started into the empty hallway of the train. Train settled in the station and filed into the rest of the uniformed students. It was early April, and the last frost of winter had come and gone. The trees were already green, and the leaves shivering all the actual gusts weaving through them. The air was mild, only a few clouds hanging in the sky. I walked along the road with a swarm of blue jackets' bodies, looking at the small group breaking off from the crowd. Everyone was buzzing so animatedly around me. Animatedly. I can't fucking read. Fuck. Maybe I should go back to school. Kiki. Joke. Anyways. I held my suitcase tight in my sweaty hands first. It was leather bound and worth more than anything that it contained. It wasn't far from the school, and I was, for maybe the first time in my life, thankful what I owned didn't amount to much. Oh, my school issued black Oxford clicked on the page. I walked this over and over in my mind. So many nights I lay awake, imagining what it would be like to walk from the train station to Asagawa Academy this first time. My new start. I always imagined that everything would change for me on this walk. That somehow everything would be magically different. But I looked around, I realized nothing had changed. I haven't changed. By the time I reached the massive gate at the academy, I forgot all about the disappointment slouched in the back of my throat. The school framed by the gates twisted in black metal, it was as beautiful as the glossy photos I saw in the pamphlets. This is it, Asagawa Academy. I glanced around the swarm of students gathered around the gate. Beyond it, tiny blue people bounced around the academy main building. A girl pressed a button on the side of the gate. The excitement of their air was almost palpable. A few moments after, a black gate has, with great effort, cracked outwards and cleared the pathway. As the rest of the group shifted its motion, I fell along a sheep in the herd. My stomach tied itself into knots. Wow, she is like seriously having real anxiety. I mean, for me, it's not that bad if I go into a new school. But I mean, I would get really weirded out. The crowd split off into different directions. For a moment, I panicked. A tired-looking man that gray hair called out in their ears. Most of the fresh-faced students gathered around him. Hey, look at that girl. I turned a few feet away. A small group of guys were pointing at me and snickering. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? Oh, he's posh boy. Pink hair? Are you kidding me? Tall boy. How desperate can you get? Wow, what a bunch of fucking dicks. Hot shame crawled down my neck. Fucking assholes. I attracted myself in a group of girls, following a few steps behind them. In the distance, cicadas hummed in time to shine my shoe clutching against the gravel. My hair. It wasn't my fault that my hair looked like this. I mean, normally people don't normally have pink hair, like naturally, but it's kind of your fault, maybe. Well, it is anime after all. Anyways, luckily, I found myself in a group dormitory. A large sign on the lawn read Primrose House. Because everything is basically flowers in this academy. Primrose, Asagawa. The building dwarfed me in the size and sheer intimidated. How many students did Asagawa have? As I approached the building, a red-headed girl lingered and nearly caught my attention. Nearby caught my attention. Nearly. Glare. I looked away, then looked back. She was staring at me. Oh no. I walked over. Oh shit.
Oh,
You must be my roommate. Oh, they had some audio in this game. Okay. I eyed her wearily. She was smiling and bouncing all the way that just as her views of life were akin to a prosperity bouncy cast.
What?
God. Yeah.
Bingo.
Of course, you're silly. Let me guess. Room 325? I thought back to the paper I received a month prior of a list of all the supplies I need in the year and my dorm arrangements. Yeah, that's right. She laughed, but I couldn't figure out what was so funny. Was she laughing at me? God, calm the fuck down. When I found my roommate was a transfer student, I knew you were going to be a total main character. I'm sorry? A what? When I saw you outside the gate, I knew it was you. I mean, look at that hair. I felt a lump from the back of my throat. It was about the hair. What was she talking about? She had to be making fun of me. I haven't had spent more than 5 minutes on campus and I was already being mocked. My hands began to tremble. Is there something wrong with my hair? Oh, is she gonna cry? Oh. Alright, I feel bad for her, but I don't because she's being really... But I guess she has like major issues. Maybe this girl's like has some backstory that we'll find out later in the game. Her face slackened from the amused smile to a more worried expression. Jen began to laugh again. No, that's great. I'm sorry.
Sorry. We're getting off on the wrong foot, aren't we? Oh gosh.
Aren't we?
I'm Mai Sasaki. You must be Hana.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say, if it's gonna say it's herself, I guess I'll just read the dialogue a little bit. I bowed my head.
Hello.
It's me. It's nice to meet you, Mai. All our students, all our school books are waiting in your room with your welcome letter, and I read the envelope. I hope you're not mad. Mai started walking towards the dorm's front doors. I followed behind like a lost puppy. Did you check in the front desk yet? No, I didn't. I didn't know I was supposed to. Good. They'll offer to a staff member calling you a tour of the campus. But I can show you around. We don't get many transfer students in year 3, you know? Oh. Is that your only bag? Just the one? I'm glad I bought an extra bag of stuff to decorate a room with. I already started. I hope you don't mind. I did wait for the string of lights. I thought it would be like do together, you know. She spoke quickly, the words bubbling from her mouth, and left me into. Okay, I didn't read the dialogue, but okay. I suddenly clicked. Yeah, okay, that sounds good. She held the front door open for me, and I hurried inside. Wow, that is a really nice freaking dorm. They weren't kidding. Like, I've been to a couple of dorms, and this is the fucking nicest. Alright, girls filled up and down the hall, howling, greeting, and exchanging vague niceties. Niceties? Okay, that were more often than not. How was your break? Oh, look how tan you got. It seemed like everyone knew each other. I followed Mai as I was led through the maze of students and up 2 flights of stairs. Each dorm floor looked the same as the last, narrow white doors lined with both sides of the pale pink walls. Thin gold numbers were tacked on the front of each, and the numbers read as we're climbing. You're not missing anything with the campus tour, I promise. Mr. Sakamo does them every year, and he's like totally dull. He just dragged you around the entire campus and talked in the weird squeaky voice of his. I'll tell you everything you need to know. I really should do voices on these characters when I actually get here. I smiled and tried to look this calm my nerves. Thanks. We head down the hall, and on the 3rd floor, Maya stops in the front door, numbered 325. Here we are! And the faint smell of potpourri wafted through the room. The walls, like the hallway, were soft, powdery pink. Mai almost defaced them with a tapestry of posters, magazine cutouts, and photos. Some of those photos were of cats, but most were male models and rugged musicians. A bunk bed, 2 writing desks with wooden chairs, a small dresser, a mirror vanity, all clearly provided by the school. That's super fucking awesome. Were the only pieces of furniture in the tiny room. The top bunk was already covered in neatly tucked blankets and throw pillows of clashing patterns and colors. The bottom bunk had a single stiff-looking pillow and a thin cotton blanket that I didn't need to touch to know that it was horribly itchy. I must have grimaced because Mai quickly smiled at me. I brought way too many pillows and blankets, and I always overpack. I went to Italy over the break. What the fuck? Go to Italy? And mom got already mad at me because I bought 5 bags when I really had 3. Right there for the week. She laughed, pulled several blankets and pillows from her bunk, and rearranged them neatly on mine. A sudden twinge of guilt and embarrassment hit me.
Perfection.
There. That's much better. Thanks, my... I placed my suitcase on the bottom bunk and began to unpack its contents. Several changes of clothes, pens, pencils, empty notebooks, a few photographs of my father, a dilapidated staffel. So this is mild. So I guess since she's only connected with her father in this. Okay. Alright, my opened the curtains and sunlight pouring in. Just like the one's fucking in my eye and I cannot read right now. Oh my god, alright, I need to move my head from this. Okay, that's reasons why I could not see, because I'm like half seeing the wind, half seeing the sun going through my eyes, and half seeing the text. Alright. So, where are you from? I slid the now empty suitcase under the bottom bunk. About 2 hours north of here, it's a small town called Esmeralda. You probably haven't heard of it. Of course, I've never heard of it either. Couldn't even pronounce it myself. I apologize for my Japanese and not knowing how to say certain of them. I set the stuffed bear, stuffed rabbit, bear, stuffed bunny, Mr. Bunny on my bed beside a purple and teal throw pillow. Oh, did you go to a different boarding school, or... No, I went to a public school down the street from my house. Public school? What was that like? Were the students mean? Do you have a lot of friends? I always went to private school. My parents work a lot, and my dad goes overseas, so I don't think they stuck me where more convenience. Oh, hey, what's that? I removed an ornately patterned origami crane from the black box, and it set it on Brighton desk. Oh, this? My mother made it for me a long time ago. Oh, come on. Origami crane? You mean worth like... Oh yeah, it's like that one book. I forgot what I read in school. It was about the crane. Paper cranes or something like that. Alright, I set it beside the stack of 3 of thick textbooks, which I assumed were provided for me. Wow. It's so pretty. I've never seen paper like that before. Oh yeah, the lights. Let me bring them. Okay. Oh, there goes my keyboard. Fine. Need it. Hit the space button.
What?
Some guy, huh? Was he cute? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention. Didn't even get his name. He seemed disappointed for a moment, then perked back up. You'll have to point him out to me if you see him again. Okay. Once we finished stringing the lights, Mai climbed down from her chair and brushed her hands together triumphantly.
Yeah!
Done! Okay, now it's time for lunch. The food here is pretty good. There's a ramen place down the street from the campus that's like out of this world. But the schools only let us leave campus on weekends. I walked to the window. We could go today because it's Sunday and it's pretty nice out. But I guess you might want to get the calf because since you don't have since you just got here, we could. The fuck? Oh my gosh, Mimi Santa just really tripped outside and fell on her face. I saw it. Oh. Oh. Does that mean that I laughed? Maybe I shouldn't have. Yeah, a little bit, but I mean, if it was funny, it was funny. Oh well, anyways, let's go eat. I'm totally starved. She led me out of the room before I even had the chance to respond. Yeah, because I haven't known if I want to eat or not. The cafe was busy with buzzing with students excited for the next year. The only people as nervous looking as I felt were the tables of sketchiest, wide-eyed first years. I stepped into the line behind my. Taking an empty plastic tray, we shoved through, asking for helpings from the sulky cafe workers who were past something that looked good. With full trays, Maya led straight to the table in the back where a few students were already sitting. Maya sat down and I took a seat across from her. Hey Maya, how was your break? Gotta read that voice. It was good. I went to Italy and Spain. Dad fell off a jet ski and broke his ankle.
Uh-huh.
It was better. It's better now, though. Oh, well, that's nice. I expected from it to be introduced, but the girl turned back. Introduced, and the girl turned back to her group of friends, and my turn back to me. I know, right? Good thing I got her that voice. Like, oh my god, how was your break? Great. Bye. Alright, she began to assault her food with a fork and tell me in a particularly minute-by-minute account about her fleeting romance last summer with a boy she met on the beach that didn't go further than a few salty kisses. I sat back and let my talk. For the first time since I arrived at campus, I felt like I was finally be able to breathe. I picked my Brussels sprouts and studied Mai as she spoke. The more she talked, the more I began to notice small details about her.
Well...
She had a high songbird voice, Oh, high songbird voice.
What?
She was dramatic, her face twisting all the way, this way and that, exchanging expressions as she spoke. He laughed often. She emitted people in wildly unflattering voices, seemingly unrelated to her actual opinion on them. But most notably, she talked a lot. I didn't find this particularly annoying as it filled the silence, and she hardly even asked questions that required my full attention. Just as mine was rounded off as a strikingly detailed account, the time she was accidentally walked in on her friend's older brother in an act of changing, and the flash of familiar green on my eye. I glanced over. Hey, that's him! Huh? Who? I leaned across the table to whisper, in the case he didn't hear me through the ambient chatter of the lunchroom. That boy from the train, that's him.
What?
Jared? Yeah. With the weird green jacket and swoopy hair. He just picked up his tray and was walking past when I saw something that caught his eye. Oh, you. I looked up at him, suddenly realized he was talking to me. Hana, I met you on the train. How are things settling down for you? Really well. I found a roommate and she's been helping me out. I gestured to Mai, who was thunderstruck. Okay. In fact, looked around, everyone was. People stopped eating to turn and stare at Jared and me. What the hell's up with this? A bunch of nerds. It was great for the school. Okay. It's just kind of weird that a bunch of like nerdy guys are being getting like attention when normally when I was in school, if you were a nerd, you were never like, oh my god, look at they're talking to her. Oh my god. No, never fucking happened. This is like completely fantasy. But okay, let's continue. Well, If you ever need any help, I'll be around. Third year, right? I nodded.
All right.
Some of my friends are in that year. Of course, they they can't compare to me, but I'll give them the heads up and have a lookout for you. He flashed his dazzling smile, then winked. It's the least I can do for such a cute girl. Well, I'll see you around. I watched a torrent of thoughts raging through my head as he looked into the seat next to a bunch of guys who were wearing the same jacket. That's Jared. She tore her eyes away from him and looked at me.
He's so cute.
He's the most beautiful guy in school.
Oh, Jared.
I can't believe he just looked at me. I looked at her cheeks were glowing in decent pink. Why do they all wear those jackets? Are those guys supposed to wear blue blazers as part of the school uniform? Oh, their uniform. No, they're allowed to. You know Jared? Oh, it's the girl again. Yeah, Jared. Oh, the girl turned back around and looked at me in a sudden interest. Do I know him? I only talked to him on the train for a few minutes, so not really. We're friends or anything. So I looked around, and the girl weren't only the ones who were interested. Everyone seemed to be listening in. They seemed so surprised when he talked to me. Maybe a little white lie couldn't hurt. No, I'm not gonna lie too much. I'm like, no, not really. Ow. She looked away, and she looked up and down, sniffed, and then turned away. Fuck you, bitch! Mai leaned towards me. Don't mind Mimi. She was just trying to get in with you. Yeah, fuck that bitch. Get in with me? Why? Well, you asked me about those guys and their jackets, right? Those are their normal boots club jackets. They're... what? What's normal boots club? Don't you fucking know? There's like a bunch of freaking nerds that just sit around and just play video games and post videos online. Don't you know? Just like what I'm doing right now. But they're more unknown. It's a club where we have at school. It's like totally exclusive and full of only the coolest students. They get together and play video games. Or something. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. That one right there is John, also known as JonTron. His bird's name is Jacques. John is also the president of the drama club here at school. Next to him is PBG. He and John founded the Normal Boots Club together. PBG is one of the best soccer players on our team. Then there's Jared. People call him the completionist because he's obsessed of completing things. He has the biggest itty bitty kitty collection I've ever seen. Next to him is Jared, also known as Pro Jared. He's a model. Then there's Sketchbag, but everyone calls him Sketch. He's like crazy smart. Those guys over there are Paul, Nick, and Josh. They work at a column in the newspaper called Continue. Paul is the one to stand out, the student council president. And the guy on the end is Shane. He knows more video games than anyone. Ever. Is that the guy that's like, did you know gaming? I think that might be him. She exhaled a dreamy sigh into her mashed potatoes. So, how would someone, join the Normal Boots Club? You don't choose the boots, Anna. The boots choose you. Oh. What does that even mean? You have to be presented with the boots to be in the club, and then you're like super selected. What are the boots? The club has these boots, this boot statue. It's like one of their patches, but it's gold plated. It's their mascot, I guess. I guess? They have a weird initiation ritual with it. Ritual? I've heard they fill a room with candles and wear those totally creepy robes during initiation. This year 2 girl said she saw it once and they were all like chaining around the boots and sounded like they were talking backwards. But I don't believe her, and even if it's true, I don't care if it's a cult because they're all really hot. Well, most of them are, I guess. I mean, that's from me. I'm weird. I find these nerdy guys adorable. Like Chan. Yeah, tons of friends. I like to say they're most popular kids in school. I mean, everyone in the school totally look up to them. I bet they could get a girl in school, any school, okay? Or boy, for that matter. Oh. Wait a minute, is like one of the characters gay? Oh my god, great. Hey, are you gonna eat your cake? I shook my head and pushed the plastic tray across the table chair. For the remainder of lunch, I listened to my talk about Jarrett through the mouthfuls of half-dissolved frosting. Back at the dorm, I sat through the pile of textbooks the school left for me. My radio was playing a poppy tune, equal parts music to static. My fervently scribbled into a notebook at her desk, hunched over with strikingly poor posture. Hey, Mai. She looked bothered. She bothered to look up, and she didn't bother to look up. Am I supposed to have a textbook for History 309? She shuffled through her papers on the desk before producing a thick textbook. A Dammer man on the powdered wig frowned at the front of the cover. Yeah, this one. I sighed. I don't have that one. The school must have missed it. Mai shrugged and set the textbook back on her pile. They have a bunch in the library. You can just check one out. Where's the library? Mai ruffled through her notebook, wrote something down. She tore the page out and handed to me a crudely drawn map. Oh, okay, well, I'll go, I guess. It took me at least 20 minutes to find the library. By the time I realized I was holding the map upside down, the sun was setting. The library was much larger than I expected. The walls were lined from floor to ceiling with books of all sizes and rough wooden shelves. Intimidated, I headed towards the front desk. A recognizably green and gray jacket was bent behind the counter. Normal boots? I briefly considered running it away.
Hey.
Sketch! Hey, can I help you? Too late. Yeah, the school forgot to give me one of my textbooks. I was told that I could get it here? Which one is that? The History 309 text? He stepped from behind the counter and motioned me to follow. We dodged between the aisles in a comfortable silence. He seemed friendly enough. I should say something. What was his name again? Shane, Gerard, John? No, not John. Satch. Huh? Oh, you work here? Of course he works here. Fucking idiot. He chuckled. dimples appearing on his cheeks. Yeah, I'm a librarian assistant. It's my second year and I love it. I get to help people find books to speak that speak to them. His eyes twinkle like a kid's at Christmas. Your book's right down here. He stopped in the front of a thick, dusty books. Was this all history? And pulled out the book that was powdery wigged and I saw earlier. Thanks. He waved his hand. It was nothing. Do you need help with anything else? I wanted to make a good impression on Arnold Boots, but it didn't come up with I couldn't come up with anything. No, thanks.
Copacetic.
You're welcome. Copacetic. As we headed back through the carnivorous library. Carnivorous? What the fuck is it? Cavernous. What the carnivorous? Fuck, I can't read. Fuck me. Whatever. My unease melted away. We weren't talking, but just being near him felt like being wrapped in a soft blanket. I resisted the urge to snuggle up to him. Wow, really? I don't think I actually met this or know who this character, Satch, like the actual YouTuber, but we were nearly the front steps and clumsy of oh, something white flew past my face. A thick piece of triangle paper laid at my feet. I bent over and picked it up. It was surprisingly heavy. There was a quarter inside of it. If I was a hair slower, it would have hit me in the face. The student snickered, and I recognized the boys that made fun of my hair this morning among them. My heart dropped. I scanned my memory for anything I might have done to offend them, but came up nothing. My hand started to shake. I held it behind my back, trying to think of a way to defend myself. Why did you do that? What do you mean? We were just messing around. Are you suggesting that we did it on purpose? I flattered. There was nothing I could say. I was outnumbered. They were twisting my words around, no matter how straightforward I was. No, sorry. One of the boys held his hand out for the paper. I inched closer and gave it to him, angry at myself for being so compliant. I wish I were. A gentle worm closed over my hand and took the paper from me. Ketch examined the paper closely. I see what the problem is. Your aim would be better if you cut the corners before you fold it. He placed the paper on the table, looked at him in sheer awe. Be careful though, you almost hit her, and that would have been awful. My hands began to sweat as panic shifted through me, afraid of the response. But, geez, we're sorry. Be careful next time. Yeah, it was an accident. They apologized? Thanks, I appreciate it. I gave them a wide smile and continued off in the aisles. I followed closely behind, my legs weak. Don't tell me they stopped because of him, simply because I was with him. I wanted to thank him, but my heart was pounding so hard that I knew my voice would shake. We reached the front counter and he scanned the history book. My lips trembled and I was willing myself to say something, anything to thank him. He tilted his head to the side. What books do you like to read? Oh, fiction. He chuckled. I just finished a good book. I think it'd be right up your alley if you don't mind me saying so. He reached under the counter, pulled out a thick green book, and passed it to me. A man in black stood on the front, hugging a woman in royal robes. It's long, but it's my favorite. The princess's bathrobe. Betrothed. Ugh, the princess betrothed. I can't fucking my bathrobe. Oh, fuck. I read it wrong. Anyways, I thought for a second I was like, brothel? I'm like, the princess brothel. I'm like, what? No. But no, it was betrothed. I know things can be tough transferring to a new school. If you ever worried, just read this. It'll transport you to 100 miles away in a second. Tears stung my eyes, so I ducked my head.
Sash.
Thank you, Satch, for more than just the book. You're welcome. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I got your name.
My name is Hannah.
My name is Hannah Mizni. Ms. Mizni.
Hannah.
Well, it was nice to meet you, Hannah. Just let me know how you like the book. I will. Yay. That could have gotten better. Not only did such impossibly kind, but being around him felt easy, refreshing. Like being doused in the midst of a waterfall. Oh gosh, what was I thinking? My cheeks hot. I left the library, two surprisingly heavy books under one arm. I settled into the bed, eager to start with my new reading material, but mine was sitting near a desk, carving a pencil quietly in the pages of a notebook. Every few minutes, she realized a long, drawing out sigh led to her pencil wind against the paper. I lowered my book and took the bait. Is something wrong, Mai? She let out another dreary sigh. I hope Jared noticed me this year. Jared. Does Jared know you like him? My whirly around in French shop.
What?
I don't like Jared. Oh. I closed my eyes and set aside, deciding to play along. Well, if you at least try talking to him. No, I mean, I have before. Why don't you try again? She bobbed her head from side to side, considering that never crossed her mind before. Yeah, maybe I could do that. Satisfied, I picked my book up. Have you ever had a boyfriend, Hannah?
What?
Huh? Me? No, never. Really? Never? Never. Wow. I bet you 10,000 yen that you meet a totally cute boy and fall in love by the end of the school year. You're crazy. I buried my face back in my book, burying Mai from the further discussion. Falling in love by the end of the year? Me? If I were a better kind of girl, a betting kind of girl, I'd take that bet. I woke the next morning with what felt like a lizard in my throat. Mine was already shifting through her school bag with an energetic grin. The first day of school. Hannah, you're finally awake. Her voice sliced through the air like a knife, and I winced. She was definitely a morning person. Oh, that sounds like me. It's time for the first day of school. Aren't you excited? I can't wait. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. What do you mean? Something special about happening today? Something strange always happens in the first year of school, especially to someone like you. She winked.
What?
Someone like me.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean.
'Cause you're the main character. Duh. She mentioned it earlier. But it already happened already in the library. Shaking my head, I got out of bed and pulled my uniform out of my closet. My palms sweat as I held the gold vest and blue jacket. Excuse me. Was it really possible for things to be very different than they were at my home? If the problem wasn't actually school? I shook the thought off my head and changed to my uniform. Oh. What is it?
Huh?
Oh, you look so cute!
Really?
Really? Heat creeped up my neck. What if she's a love interest? I never really looked into if she'd be in like a possible love interest, but I don't think she is. I really don't think so. Would be great though. I like that. Different out, shake it up, shake it up. Alright, yes, completely. My hair, your hair matches your uniform so well. You are like a flower blooming straight out of the ground. Thank you. Water stung the back of my eyes. She's always crying, this one. And started to pack up my backpack. Like this girl, Hannah, is like seriously like really emotional. Or was I getting worked up over something as little as this? I must have gotten less sleep than I thought. Is something wrong? No, nothing's wrong. I'm just happy. Done with that. Started crying the first time of someone being nice to me. I took a deep breath. Lay my nerves. What an oddly menacing slap. Ugh. All the air left my lungs is something like horse hooves slamming against my back. What if just you'll do just fine. Don't worry, it's gonna be awesome. I steadily peered over my shoulder. That was you?
What?
Huh? Maya stood behind me, her hand raised. Somehow she had the strength of a bodybuilder. Nothing. Damn, what the hell is she? Like, she's like a tank or something? I was just about to zip my bag when I spotted the book Satch gave me lying in my nightstand. Princess Betrothed. He said if I ever needed to transport somewhere, I could take it with me. It was pretty good so far. Maybe if it was smart to bring it along, just in case if I had no one to talk to between class periods. What I needed for my first class. I saw this earlier with Commander Holly. She took it, but then it caused problems for her that she couldn't carry something. So I'm gonna try to leave it behind. You know, today was a great day. I couldn't give up before if I started. You ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, stick with me and you'll be fine. I opened the door and together we stepped into the hall, urging into the steady flow of chattering girls and fruit-flavored perfume. Oh my, I didn't even know you lived in the same floor. No way, really? That's so awesome. Now we're able to catch up. Whatever happened between you and the river of girls shifted and they head down the stairs. Suddenly, I found myself surrounded by a bunch of people I didn't know.
What a jerk.
Oh wow, what a jerk he turned out to be. My explaining faded into the buzz of sounds in the air. Oh no. What do I do now? It's got separated. Anxiously, I searched the crowd of girls for Mai. I couldn't find her. Everyone who dressed the same as he got a uniform. It was difficult to tell anyone apart. Yeah, that's the one thing about academies like that. Being short really didn't mean to help the situation. As we turned the last corner, down the stairway, I saw a flash of red hair in the light. Okay. I reached between two girls and tapped her on her shoulder. Huh? Oh, who are you? I'm sorry, I thought you were someone else. There's nothing to turn away. Wow, okay. You are here fucking rude. God, fuck you, yo. Fuck you, school. They're going back to high school again in a damn dating sim. Oh man. I took a deep breath, biting my lip. It wasn't a big deal. To just go to class alone. But I didn't even know where the building was. I reached into my backpack and dragged out my class uniform. Class casual, fuck, I can't read. Homeroom 206. Poppy Hall? Which one was Poppy Hall again? Weren't the classrooms on the other side of campus? I picked their direction and began to walk, trying to ignore my rising panic at the thought of arriving late on the first day of class. As a third year where no one knew me, all these people staring. Hey, you okay? You look a little lost. Oh my god, is that who I think it is? Someone called out to me and turned around, almost jolly with joy. Yes, it's JonTron! When I froze a Normal Boots jacket, he was a part of the Normal Boots Club. I was practically feel my tongue swelling in my mouth. If it was a Normal Boots Club member, I had to make good impression. He was one of the founders, right? Then he must have been JonTron. Yes. I'm new. I don't know where Poppy Hall is. You're a freshman. No problem. My class is in Poppy Hall. I'll walk you there.
Really?
Really? It would be wonderful. Thank you. Was it really happening? He began to walk towards the large brick building in an enthusiastic manner, pumping his arms and down like he was some sort of show tune. I fell into step behind him. I didn't notice when mine pointed him out to me yesterday, but JonTron had a big brown eyes, warm looking face. He was basically a human puppy. Yeah, he is. I glanced at him in the corner of my eye. Eee! A bird on his shoulder. Birds always made me uncomfortable. Something about the ease with which they poke out one's eye. Is something wrong? How did you stop? No, nothing's wrong. I followed my gaze to the bird on the shoulder.
Hey!
Oh, this is Jacques. Isn't he cute? Nice to meet you. That robotic Jacques voice. It spoke. Yeah. I put his hand on his shoulder, jumped onto his palm. Jacques is a robot bird, see? Hello. Jacques' eyes gleamed in dangerous red when he spoke, but nothing else suggested he was a normal bird. In fact, if I had known better, I would have said that red eyes were also painted on. That's amazing. Jacques twitched his head to the side, examining me in return. The more he looked at me, the less afraid I was. What are you looking at? God, sassy bird.
What?
But nothing. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, Jacques was just being sassy. Sassy sass. Who are you calling sassy? I'm not the sassy one. I do not forget to feed you. Jacques, that was one time. I was alone and starving in the frozen tundra of the empty world. Loveless, afraid. Ignore him. Bring him to one of the common club, and he's taking a little too well to it. I see how this is. Shut me out like I am nothing to add into into the conversation. Doc retook his place in John's shoulder. This time facing away from us as it miffed, using the wall of Poppy Hall. I'm John Chum, by the way. Call me John. Hey, nice to meet you.
Anna.
Anna? That's a cute name. What? Thank you. How long have you been when you had Jock? Since middle school. We've been together for 4 years now. Ain't that right? I am not listening to you. Yeah, well, I love him to death. I don't even know what I'd do without him. Seemed like life would be a lot easier without him. But who was I to say? We arrived at the brick building. A white sign surrounded by poppies declared it to be, unsurprisingly, Poppy Hall. Which room is you in? 206.
Really?
Seriously? Yes? That's my homeroom. We're in the same class. And he has a little tuft of hair right there too. Ah.
Yeah.
Really should save though. Nah. Boo. Boo. Okay. I thought it was like doo doo boo doo Winchester, but no. We ran up the stairs and made it into the classroom just as the bell rang. My heart caught in my. Thankful the teacher hadn't came yet. Instead, students clamped into like pipe pods milled around the classroom. Catching up.
John.
Thank you so much for helping me, John.
See you later.
No problem. I'll see you around. He waved and disappeared in the wriggly mass of glanced around the room and looked for an empty seat.
Hannah.
Hannah! I peeled herself out from between a cuddling group. Was that John John? Were you just talking to John John? Yeah? My eyes widened and I couldn't help feeling a little smug. I realized I didn't know the way to class after you and I got separated, and he offered to walk me. Mine did a high pressurized squeal. John John walked you to class? Oh my gosh! You have to tell me everything. Grabbed me by my wrist and pulled me into an empty desk at the back of the corner of the room, right next to the window. I saved you a seat. I slid in and took my book bag, hooked into the back side of my desk. I was a bit worried the book inside were heavy panel, but so far it held up well. Sorry, but we got separated, by the way. A little chaotic sometimes. But tell me, what happened? What did he say? What did he smell like? Does he have a peach fuzz? Oh god. Alright, I think actually I'm being called via friends. Message via friends. My friend Harry forgot to message me when he was away. Fuck him. But I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna probably end this for right now. No, I can't end this right now. Fuck it. Wait, what? These are very important questions I'm asking you. You need to answer. Was his hair super silky, or did he have a roughness of his roughness of a dog's coat? Before I could answer, the door in the front of the room slid open and a tall woman strolled in. The, the room went quiet and obedient slid in their seats. My heart beat furiously, blood rushing to my ears.
Class?
Good morning, class. The teacher, melodious voice swimming through the room. Climbing down the buzzing high back. Shoulders relax, and I fear in midway. I am your teacher, Shizuka Wakahashi. I can't really pronounce Japanese names, so I apologize. I'm just gonna call her. Zuka. Call me Miss Shizuka. The emphasis she placed on the word led to believe on her Miss was mistaken. Some of you might have noticed that I have been new students this semester. A hail of murmurs passed through the class. Some people glanced at me. Nope. There was that fear again. Would you like to come up and introduce yourself? Oh fuck, I hate doing this. I never even done it, like, I only did it once or twice maybe in high school, middle school, elementary school, but it was like the worst for new. I stand in front of people that you barely fucking know. Face the class, took a deep breath, introduced myself, and noticed a familiar face in the crowd. There was John sitting in with two other boys wearing normal boots club jacket. One of the boys, the tallest one, was staring at me, bears the frown on his face. Something about him seemed very familiar. Wait, he was PBJ, wasn't he? The other founder of Normal Boots Club. Suddenly, there was a strength left my knees. What was I to do? Why was he frowning? Is it possible that I already made a bad impression on him? I had to be. Yeah, you had to be kidding me. If he didn't like me, why did that mean about everyone else? Wouldn't they follow his lead? I swallowed. The face of the classes began to congeal, form into one giant blob. You moved from Mauricio, right? I can't say that name, so I apologize again for the fucking, like, third time. Can't pronounce Japanese names and Japanese words. So, it's getting hot in here. I nodded and swallowed again. Then, like a beacon of light, I noticed Mai smiling and gave me a thumbs up. That's right. What would Mai do in this situation? Yes, I just moved here.
I transferred from Amaririsu Public High School. I'm really excited to be here. I hope you'll all take good care of me from now on.
I bowed my head to the class and they clapped quietly. When I looked up, PBJ wasn't frowning, but he seemed oddly confused. See, I want to go for PBJ. No, PBG, not PBJ. PBG. Because, like, I would normally go with JonTron, but something about PBG got my attention, and also something about Shane also got my attention too. But everyone else is kind of like, meh, I'll be friends with them. I mean, Pro Jared's a fucking twat. Like, automatically, because he was being a dick. But he's just a poshy little dick. Thank you. You may take your seat. I returned to my seat. Heaving a small sigh, the hardest part of my day was over. Shizuka began to talk about standard procedures of the semester, the rules for classes, when homework it was due, and that sort of thing. It was already similar to my old school, and I spaced out in spite of myself. A brief flicker of moment caught my eye. PBG again. I glanced at him and he let his head snap back to the blackboard. What was his problem? Class continued to talk until finally the bell rang and it was time for lunch. I stretched her arms over her head and yawned. Man, I hate the first day of class. Always so boring. Weren't you looking forward to this morning? Something about exciting, something happening? Well, yeah, but I already did. You met JonTron, didn't you? Now, I've got nothing left to look forward to. And now I was supposed to see Jared before class, too. He slouched and fell across the front of my desk. Seemed like this thing would be happening a lot. Is Jared really that hot? My head snapped back and her eye flashed. What did you say? If you staying directly at him for long, your nose will melt off. I've seen it happen. What? The fuck? Anyways, let's head to lunch. I'm super hungry. Oh, I looked back at my backpack held up through the class and I worried that I wouldn't have to take some of my stuff. I didn't have to take some of my stuff out. I might do some permanent damage to it. I couldn't exactly afford a new book bag. I need to put something in my locker first. But if we weren't, don't go now, we're gonna run out of CSBC buns. Oh, that's okay. I'll just go on ahead. Come find me, okay? Alright. I was so lucky to have someone like her as a roommate. Quick as I could, I went to my locker and emptied out some of the textbooks I didn't need. I smiled to myself. My introduction went well. Good thing Mai was there to give me a little boost of confidence, especially with PBG staring at me like that. Maybe I could ask her what that was with him when I met her at the cafe. Jared, I head for the cafeteria. Doo-doo-doo. I carried my melon bread through the minefield of people, searching for a familiar sight of Maya's red hair. Where is she? Couldn't see her anywhere, and there was almost no empty seat. All around me, students circled each other, laughing and joking, sharing bits of food and splitting the cost of sodas. Suddenly, I felt obvious and very oblivious and very lonely. Obvious. Isn't there anywhere I can sit? Just then, I spotted a table in the front of the room. The lone boy sat at it, stabbing his spaghetti with the vigor of a Roman general. He was having a hard time with it. I moved closer to him, working up the courage to ask him to sit with him. Well, no wonder he was eating his spaghetti with a spoon. Wait a second. This guy is in my class, wasn't he? I saw him in the morning in the front of the room. He was wearing a jacket like the normal boots, but different. A golden gray jacket with an 8-bit block on the front. Was he a member of another club, or maybe he was friends with them?
Hey!
Hey, what?
Anna!
Oh my. Mai appeared between me and the boy, who glanced up at us before he returned to his spaghetti. Thank goodness I found you. I saved the table for you in the back. Oh. I looked at the boy, then back at Mai. Come on. He grabbed my shoulder rather forcefully, and pushed me in the back of the room. Hey, what's wrong?
Wow!
You were so lucky I got you when I did. The kid is Brutal Moose. Oh, fuck. Let me go back. Can I go back? Can I go back? Can I? Ah, fuck. Can't really see if I can go back. Ugh. Of course, it had closed out. Alright, I'm about to close it out myself. Hopefully, I'm gonna be probably get back on here anyways. So, anyways, goodbye.